Tonight's tactical enhancement is a Chardonnay. Tonight we're playing Warhammer, the old world, and it's 2,400 points, and we're playing a combination of baggage train and capturing table quarters, so domination or whatever.
Domination.
Right, Sean, talk us through what you've got.
Okay, we've got 2 units of, this is the expeditionary force.
Oh, of course, I hate this thing.
So, yeah, they're the baby gyrocopters.
Yeah, 3 of the usual fuckers.
3 cannons.
There they are.
The distinguishing thing is they've all got the rune of forging and plus
something else, okay.
2 units of handgunners, 22 handguns with full command. Unit rangers with crossbows and great weapons. Author's mercenary legion, which I'm going to have to roll up to see if it misbehaves.
Now you're saying they're the actual real miniatures.
So that's the actual miniature from the box set that I got back in the 80s or something. Yeah.
Right.
Plus I picked up more since.
Okay.
Some slayers with the giant slayer, just regular. That's about it. I've got 3 engineers. One's the battle standard bearer.
No. God.
They've all got magical shooty weapons.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Nothing. Well, okay, nothing too bad. Strength. 2 sappers. So.
Who is this guy?
And 2. This is just a wizard, an old 3rd edition wizard. I haven't finished painting him
Dwarf
up.
Wizard from 3rd edition. There
Yeah,
you
you could have dwarf wizards. They were half as powerful, literally.
Right.
And then he had 2 rune priests.
Jesus,
everything's
fuck.
pretty vanilla. They've got a war banner. That's about it.
Who are those guys again? Are they warriors? Or?
These are the rangers.
Oh, those are the rangers, right.
They're green, so.
Always interesting seeing rangers basically taught up as line infantry that just happen to have a crossbow.
Crossbow on the back.
They do have crossbows. There we go. There's one.
On the back, and they've got great weapons. They're fully. It's all there.
So I used to imagine rangers as being like lightly armoured dudes that run around shooting, but no, they're
dwarf rangers.
No, quite. They're there for the biff.
There.
All right, so this is 2,400 points. All the engineers and rune priests. Are they the level, like the hero or the lord level rune priests?
No, there's no lord levels in this.
No lord levels at all.
At all, they can't have them. So these are just regular level 1 dispel. They had MR2, so if they go in a unit and you want to cast a spell, magic resistance
makes it harder. Yep, okay.
It's going to be hard. Plus they get +1 to dispel it if they're close enough.
Yep. All right.
And that's basically, the general's got rune of accuracy. He can shoot twice without any penalty. He's got a bolt throw gun, which is a strength 5 through and through.
It's
but
mildly annoying.
it's only 1. It's AP 1 and strength 1 wound.
Right.
And he's got the bursting one. So he's got the 1 shot, 2d3, strength 4, AP
So most of this army, you've been maxed your deployment. Basically, you've got a whole bunch of campers with a couple of guys who are going to run forward and make a nuisance of themselves.
No? Are we?
Well, you got campers.
We're not sitting. I'm going forward. I'm not going to be sitting back.
All right, well, this will be entertaining.
I should. You know me. I'm not going to sit back and let this.
Originally, when Sean pitched this idea, it was dwarf versus dwarf, and I thought, I do like my dwarfs, but I figured you'd probably take some of this shit, and I'm just basically just be marching into it, and I thought, no, I want to. I've been playing that army for 23 years. I want to play the new ones.
Play the new ones. No, good. And take giants. That's going to be hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, the giants are not going to live very long, obviously, but they'll be fun while they're there. So, anyway, I've got 2 units of cannon fodder, quite literally. I didn't even bother giving them standards. They've just got musicians and champions. And they probably don't even need the champions. I could have used those points for something else. So that's the guys who yet to earn their armour. I've got 2 units of big, cuddly, romping fluffers. 2 blocks of 19 of the Chaos Warriors with Sword and Shield, because that seems to be the best value for money. Because they're on source of weapons, so they're -1, unless you give them 2 hand weapons or something else, or great weapons or whatever. So it's good value for money, and they're 3+ armour. Full command, of course. Then I've got 2 giants. I've got this fella who's been on the table before, and I've got this one, which I don't think I've fielded before.
No.
But I really like this one, so I thought I'd take that. I then asked my son which other giant should I take, and he suggested all of them, but in the end, he went with the one that was the tallest. 2 units of heavy cav with shields, lances, full command. Nothing else though. They're not chosen. Then, well, yes. But first, I have a level 3 mage. He'll go in one of the infantry units. A champion dude who'll go in one of the the aspiring champion. So he's a cheap sort, but he'll go in one of the warrior units. Standard bearer is on a chariot, and then the boss is on the manticore. Just because I like the model. I don't specifically need it against your army, but it just looks so cool.
It's very good. If you can just avoid the cannons.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much it, isn't it? It's like, keep away from the fucking cannon.
The cannons can move and shoot, by the way.
Yes, I know. Yeah. So everything cheaty, everything that's you, Mister. I like my Galloper guns. I mean, I used to think Galloper guns were ridiculous, but then we started playing Black Powder, and it's like, no, actually, they do that in
They're very good.
In those rules as well.
Basically, we've been playing Black Powder, and I've just gone, well, let's take something that's a bit like Black Powder and see how it goes.
Yeah, basically a Black Powder army sans cavalry.
Although,
no, you get your marauders.
Choppers.
Got your marauding Cossacks or whatever. Right, you're up against something very, very medieval, so we'll see how that goes. But for now, we'll do some deployment and we'll check in after that. Alright, so deployment is complete, and I'm finding that when it comes to do panning shots of the table, this bloody great tower is getting in the way. But in terms of Sean's line, he has the Slayers over there holding a flank, being in column because Sean likes to charge forward. And I suppose with Slayers it doesn't matter, they're unbreakable. Mm-hmm. Very useful. Mm-hmm. You'll see the gyrocopters all doing their vanguard thing. Then we've got cannon shooters.
And shooters. And infantry.
And these guys over here have pistols. Brace of pistols, so they'll be pumping out quite a few rounds when I get them 12 inches.
I still have to scout these guys.
Oh, he's got scouts to put down. Alright, I'll put them down. Where are they going? While he's doing that, I have dogs and cav on that flank. And then I have... And those guys have got crossbows, so that's worth bearing in mind.
Yeah.
Then I've got my line here and the cannon fodder in front. And this is my champion... not champion, he's a aspiring champion, but he's actually a hero level character who is the army standard bearer, and of course he's in a chariot because he wants 2 standards. So I put him back a little bit so that if the cannons start trying to hawk through other targets in order to get line on him, it's a bit harder.
I'll shoot you infantry. I think that's actually more.
Well, that's what I'd probably do. Then we got more infantry. Let's see, the mage is in there. The other aspiring champion is in there. Then we've got cavalry there. Then we've got the general, 2 giants. One of them is either fallen over or is very fond of her even bigger friend. I'm not sure which. And the fluffers in front. So I should put the fluffers down first just to make Sean do some drops first. Bearing in mind that he had those chaps up there to make... Come on, focus. Those chaps up there to make my life difficult, which were always going to go down wherever he wanted. So that's about it. At this point, I think we should kick off. Let's see a roll of dice. Sean was commenting how they're all over here hiding behind trees because I didn't put too much terrain down on the table.
You can be on hills, though, and that...
Well, hills are pretty good. It limits the amount of...
I only do D3 wounds. I don't do D3
wounds. Yes. But I didn't want to make them too easy to kill. Make it a bit harder for you.
Alright.
Anyway.
I get +1. Which doesn't help me.
Too bad. Because I'm going first.
Which is what you want.
Which is what I want. Yes, absolutely. Against that fucking crikey do I want it.
I don't mind going last.
Alright.
Off you go.
Anyway, we'll check in at the end of Warriors of Chaos, turn 1. End of Warriors, turn 1, and we're coming right at them. It's fun to do it that way around. Okay, so I moved the guts up the guts, as you imagine. Their job is to run forward, take casualties, and try and kill some shit. About what you'd expect. kept the formation. Now I'll move these guys around here, which is always the plan. I suppose I could have moved them up there, and that might have been a good idea if the middle was getting shot up too quickly, but it's not. So I'm moving around the flank. I'm doing a big flank push. So everyone moved as far as they can. The general moved, I don't know, and maybe an inch shorter than what he could in theory, because he's a good cannon magnet. As it is, the cannon can move, but they're going to have to move and try and get shots around this tower, which should hopefully be difficult. Fluffers moved up. These aren't going to achieve a lot, to be honest. I don't know, maybe they'll survive and do something. They're just outside of 12 inches of these guys, so if they want to shoot them, they've got to move up. And over there, I'm using the fluffers as a minor distraction against shooters, against the horses. I don't really know what to do with the horses, but I don't want to leave them in reserve, because they'll just get shot up by these crossbows. It kind of forces them to move. I couldn't get a charge in this turn. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to charge, because it's a pretty solid block up there.
They've got a war banner, so
yeah, a few other odds and
close
ends.
order, outnumber, and they can shoot you on the way in.
Yeah, pretty horrendous.
Your armor is 3, but
Yeah.
-1. -2 if I roll 6.
Yeah, exactly right. You got a lot of shots there.
I'd only get. Well, the thing is,
Yeah,
this
you
is
only
what I
get
was
the
going. I
front
only get the first rank because you're on the hill as well. So I
Yes,
suspect
I know.
I don't get 2 ranks. If you were down off the hill, I would.
Yeah, probably you're right there.
I'm not sure. Well, we'll do that.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I'm charging forward with a heavy melee army against a heavy shooting army, screening as much as I can, but I've just got to accept that some shots will get through.
Yeah.
On that note, over to Dwarfs, turn 1. End of Dwarf turn 1, and it's an exercise in acceptable casualties. So he opened them up, they took a shot, bumped off one of these. He opened them up, ready for the fight that's to come. Now, the choppers, he moved 2 up here, and they blasted away and managed to kill 1 knight. Meanwhile, he had 1 chopper move around here, blast away, and kill 1 knight, which is slightly annoying. Now this is a classic Sean manoeuvre. He's always working out the most ruthless and efficient way of doing things that has nothing to do with convention.
Absolutely.
That is Warhammer. Now the cannon can move and shoot, and these did advance slightly, and the infantry moved up their 3 inches, or 2.5 of them at least, and they blazed away. They cleared off the ablative screen, but of course the cannonballs bounced through, which is slightly annoying. I was rather hoping that
One just did nothing.
One did nothing, but 2 of them knocked off some casualties.
Six
I've actually lost. The shooting was all targeted at these guys as well. What was left of
the
it?
first rank killed the last 3 of your marauders there.
Yeah, these guys blasted the remains of the marauders, and these guys
Knocked off
put
another
their
2.
shot on here. And it was actually a champion or hero level character with some sort of through and through bolt thrower type weapon.
He is the only one that hit and did anything.
Yes.
He did 2
He did 2 wins.
2 wins. He has a strength 5.
So this unit has lost 8 out of 19. Notwithstanding the champion. And of course, he angled his cannon to try and just bump off that character he knew was there, but hadn't actually seen. Anyway, just goofing around there. So that was it for the shooting. Effective, but not debilitating. Rather what you'd expect if you're sending a melee army headlong into an enemy shooting army. Anything else to add?
I'm just waiting for the flanking maneuver that's going to F me up.
Yeah, there's a lot of my army strength over here.
Really?
Not quite half, but fair slab.
I've got a lot of issues to deal with. I may have killed a couple of guys. It's looking interesting.
None of your cannon blew up, and you did kill some shit, so it's not bad.
Engineers.
All I can say is thank God that I had turn 1, because if I'd gone second, I would have been in for an extra round of this shit before I got anywhere. You would have lost a few more. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's the way it happens. Alright, anyway, on that note, we better get moving so we don't get shot in the open. So we'll... oh, by the way, that background noise is the fan, because it's a stinking hot fucking night. At the end of... Yeah, 36 degree, which is not the worst we've had lately. It's been up around the 40s. But...
the cool change is 30.
Yeah, well, it is at this time of the year.
Anywhere else it's
It was 24 degrees the other day, and it's going, fuck, it's cold. We'll check in at the end of Chaos Warriors turn 2. End of turn 2 for the Warriors of Chaos. This unit's looking rather naked in the face of all the shit that's coming down the pipeline. I did try to buff the toughness on the mage, or whatever it is. It gives him extra attacks to him in the unit. It didn't work. I've moved up with what screening I've got, bearing in mind that things can move and then shoot because it's one of those armies. But yeah, this lot here is going to cop it for another turn before things get even remotely interesting. Over here, I charged the cav at the gyro, and he rolled. He fire and flee, didn't kill anything with the fire, didn't flee very far, but as I understand it, because I was blocked by my own dogs from pursuing him more than a couple of inches, the fact that he got out of there is apparently grounds for him to escape, even though I rolled enough to run him down. So yeah, I'll check that later. I'm not sure if that's entirely how it's done.
Yeah.
I suppose I can do a morale test to redirect, can't I?
But you couldn't because the dogs are in the way.
That's right. The dogs were in the way, so I couldn't wheel into these guys, which would have been nice. The dogs, I had a plan with what to do with the dogs. That's not going to happen. They're going to be fucked now, I imagine, foobar one way or another. So I thought I'd throw them in front of the slayers just for shits and giggles. I didn't charge into them. I didn't declare the charge, so I had expected to do something else with them. Over here, right, so I charged the cavalry and the general into this lot that were in a block. They shot at the cavalry, bumped one off, that was annoying. And then the cavalry rolled really shit to charge, including with Swift Stride. They really should have made that. That was the easy charge. The hard charge was to get my general in. He did go barreling on in, though. He made it just. And, of course, Sean challenged him out with the champion. And we smashed the champion. And with the current rules being what they are, what that does is mean that the only combat res I get is what I've done to the champion. Oh, we forgot the close order as well.
I did add close order. Close order outnumber 2 ranks in standard.
No, I had close order as well.
You have to have unit strength 10.
Yeah, okay, I'll worry about that later.
Unit strength 8. It's not anymore.
That's right. It's changed. So, anyway, I bounced off. I didn't roll great from leadership, but I didn't roll so crap that there was any adverse effects. I just went back 6 inches, and they decided to...
yeah, good order.
Oh, did you roll to hold?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Right,
Sorry,
right,
I did
yeah,
forget
okay.
that. Yes.
So they reformed. So the next thing
rolling.
that charges at them gets a whole lot more defensive fire, basically. Alright, well, on that note, nothing much else to report. Basically, Sean's being annoying. That's what he does. He flies gyros and other things in the way, and then does tricky things that are very annoying. Tournament-winning things, I'd imagine.
Possibly.
So I think at this juncture I need more tactical enhancement, and we'll go into Dwarf turn 2, which will be the best turn for the Dwarves, because oh my god, are they going to smash some shit. End of turn 2 for the Dwarfs, and this was their penultimate shooting turn, unless of course I roll shit for my charges, in which case next turn will be their penultimate shooting turn. Let's see, this guy manoeuvred around, then decided fuck the giant and shot at the heavy cav, but yeah, he missed because there was an instructed shot with things in the way, namely the giant. These guys had reformed previously, and then they bluttered away with everything, and because that giant that they're shooting at is a large target, the second rank could shoot in full with pistols at point blank range. They got a decent number of hits down.
12 hits.
Yep, probably statistically soundish, good enough, but then they rolled fuck all to wound, so that was good. Now let's see, the crossbow and this chap, the Red Baron there, they all shot at the cavalry, who somehow got away with no kills. Then these guys got shot at a little bit. Well, actually, the ablative screen got shot at rather a lot, and surprisingly, it's still there.
The cannon grape shot 8 off.
8 out of the 10 got done by grape shot.
8, yeah.
That's what they're there for. We don't tell them that, but that's the score.
I think they know.
And then there was some shooting from this lot. No, actually, they shot at these guys. Somebody pipped one off the back of that unit. I don't know who that was. Let's see, a cannonball clobbered this guy right in the face, but his ward save worked. That was good.
Not his regen, his wards.
Yes, it was. So we're talking about how the hell to do saves on these, because regen saves are handled differently to ward saves.
Yes.
Then everything else, these guys, another cannon, and all this lot blattered at no, these guys shot at that lot, that's right. That's where that guy got picked off from.
Yes, the bolt thrower, the through and through.
The through and through got one, yeah.
And unlike it used to happen where it stopped when you stopped wounding people, it goes through the entire rank.
Right.
Which makes more sense.
Something to bear in mind. All these subtleties, little tweaks around the edges are the hardest thing to remember. Anyway, this lot then gave these guys the lion's share of the love and blasted quite a few more of them off. They passed their morale. Look, they're suffering. Sean's done significant casualties, but at the same time, they're acceptable losses, provided I don't fuck up turn 3 for the Chaos Warriors. So on that note, we'll check in after turn 3. Right, end of turn 3 for the Chaos Warriors, and it was, shall we say, mixed results.
Mixed results.
Let's start over here. I managed to charge the cavalry and the dogs into these chaps. He went to kill the dogs wherever he could in order to affect the combat res, but I still won. I bumped off 4 of them, all with the knights. My dogs were all just dog shit, to be honest. He didn't roll huge amounts in return, though, so we're in the fight. The dogs are disposable anyway. These guys had a long shot charge attempt at these guys. They needed to roll 6, they didn't, so they didn't get in. They just moved up a bit, which is what would have happened otherwise. Now there's a whole lot of caltrops and other weird shit that the sappers have put in front, and that bumped off 2 guys. Most annoying. Yeah, they're going to cop it a little bit this turn from the shooting, and then there's an awful lot of the fuckers there. We did just manage to charge a couple of marauders, the last 2 survivors that I'm kind of surprised they're still there. They charged into the cannon crew, and we all whiffed. The chariot made its charge into the other cannon and bumped off its crew just on impact. I decided to leave it where it is, because if I go on barreling on through, I'd have to spend next turn rearranging things. As it is, I can just charge in various different directions. These guys, I didn't bother to charge because I knew that if I did, they'd get shot. They're going to get shot anyway. Yeah. So that unit's likely to get killed, but we'll see what we can do. If nothing else, we'll just stop them from shooting at us. Now around here, this big giant charged at this fella, who shot at him, did nothing. Made his escape though. He did fire and flee, so he's fled. And we'll see if he rallies next turn, because last turn that one failed to rally, which was hilarious. Now we charged the general, the dogs, and a giant into this unit.
And did.
And I rolled a flying fuck ton of 1s. It was a staggering number of 1s. I can't believe how many 1s I did. I killed one guy.
You killed, and because I rolled 2 6s to make saves, I made -2.
You made saves. I rolled fuck all for my actual hits, like my general and my giant were making like one hit out of whatever.
I will blame your dice this time.
I was rolling 1s on my stomp attacks. The dogs didn't do a thing except for run away afterwards because I lost the combat.
And you couldn't use the general's leadership because they don't
because they're dogs.
know how to use it. Yes.
So this guy fell back, and of course he bounced over the horses. And the giant got pushed back 2 inches because it's unbreakable, but he decided not to follow up because, there's a lot of guys there with guns. They're just going to shoot at it instead. And I actually took a wound on the way in too, so that was most annoying.
Yes.
And the horses...
He's taken 2 wounds, hasn't he?
No, he's taken 1.
Didn't I do a wound in combat, or did you say?
No, he didn't do shit in combat, but... Because he got challenged out, of course, but then he rolled so fucking badly he didn't even kill the little dickhead he was fighting against.
It was pretty easy to kill.
I know, it was terrible. I every once in a while you just have one of those turns. It's a war game after all. So at the end of play, we've got all this massive amount of hitting power here, not hitting anything, and we're pushing along here. But the good news is we're actually in combat with the Slayers. We're out of charge arc, so we can have ourselves a good old biffo. And we'll sort out what happens over there. And basically, turn 3 is going to be the penultimate shooting turn for the Dwarves instead of turn 2, which is not what I wanted. I wanted to make a bit more contact than that. But to be honest with you, it was a bit touch and go. The charge that didn't make it was pushing shit uphill to make it anyway. It's only over here that I'm really disappointed in what happened.
That shouldn't happen.
That was a joke. This unit should have been smashed.
Yes, I agree.
But fuck it. We'll have a go next turn.
Yes, unfortunately.
That note, end of Dwarf turn, into Dwarf turn 3. End of Dwarf turn 3. And we've had mixed fortunes. Now, with the shooting, they picked off a few of these. Probably about 3 or 4 out of that unit. Enough to be annoying. He's going to put up his picket in my command phase again. So that's what sappers do. Very interesting. In the fight, we bumped off one cannon crew, and they used their stubborn thing. They fell back a little bit. These guys blasted... Well, actually, this cannon here fired, tried to hit the chariot and follow through for the rest of my unit. Managed to overshoot the chariot and the champion somehow by a few mil, but then cleaned up 4 guys, and then the shooters polished off the last one.
Or the gyrocopters did.
Oh, the gyrocopters.
And we tried valiantly to kill your guy, and we did one window.
Yeah, that was interesting, but there were so few things left you to shoot at that you didn't even get all your shots because they were out of arc.
I got a couple of shots.
Yes. Now in the melee, we beat up a few more slayers, and one of them, in his dying death blow, topped one of my fucking knights. You prick.
Yes.
He did issue a challenge with his champion, and my champion bopped him on the head. That was nice.
Yes.
Over here, these guys charged into the big fella here, who did nothing in his giant attacks. Fortunately, these guys did nothing in all their attacks, including the champion. Just whiffed.
Rolled nothing but 2s to hit on.
That's right. It was spectacular. It was nearly as bad as when I charged them.
Yes. He goes, "How did you do that?" I said, "Well, he just did it."
Yeah, he did. Same thing I did to him. So we jumped up and down on them, and they fell back a bit. They used their stubborn rule, but I've decided not to follow them up because I need to clear this bottleneck. If I don't remember to say it in the What Have We Learned section, one thing we've learned is not to fucking bottleneck yourself through too narrow a slot. It's turned into a real problem over here, mostly because I didn't smash them in the turn of the... Well, frankly, I hit them with like about 1,000 points worth of stuff. They should have fucked off, but no. 800 points worth of stuff that should have polished them off, but anyway. So on that note, we will now go into Chaos Warriors turn 4, and hopefully I've got enough stuff still alive to polish off enough of your gear to make it worth my while. Okay, end of turn 4 for the Chaos Warriors. Now, we continue to beat up these Troll Slayers over here, but of course they managed to take out another fucking knight with their death attack thingamajig.
2 left.
Yes, the last couple of marauders here, they're sure they're going to get their armour. They bashed up another cannon crew, but the last one is still there. The chariot barged on into turned out to be the standard bearer, the engineer standard bearer, killed him with great weapon attacks. This guy decided not to charge into them, even though he would have made it. The loss would have been so spectacular, which is why we didn't do that. Let's see. For some reason, Sean left his gyrocopter in front of the giant, so we charged in and bashed that up. I think he did a wound actually before he carked it. Now, with this unit of dwarven infantry that's not here anymore, there was 8 of them. I charged this giant and this fella into them, and this guy was challenged out again by the other character, because there's a unit champion and a character in that unit of dwarfs.
Yes.
And I managed to roll a whole lot of fucking ones all over again. I barely did anything to the guy.
Yeah, I actually did a wound back.
Including in the stomps. I went and tried to stomp him and it didn't do a damn thing. Fortunately, the giant made up for that by belly flopping on them and then jumping up and down on them and killing everybody else.
Yes.
So the champion ran away, and then my big heroic general said, "Ha-ha, I have slain him personally after pursuing him."
You should get a reward.
Yeah,
get an extra tentacle somewhere.
Yes, well, the giant should get an extra tentacle, really. She did all the work.
He probably will.
This guy's turned out to be the biggest pussy in the army. So he's reformed on the spot. You can see through. I might get a charger next turn. I'm going to need all 6 turns to do anything in this game. I'm getting shot up so badly. Now, the annoying thing is, over here, right? I had this fight. I charged in. There's a low linear obstacle. And Sean declared that because it's a low linear obstacle, what people are now doing to play it is instead of just being disrupted, you don't count as being in base contact. Now, there may be, in the fact, it's not, this particular situation is not described per se. I can understand why people are saying they don't count as being in contact because they're on the other side of an obstacle. I have major reservations about it, but you know what? The way I determine it is, if you're not in base contact, neither of you are in base contact, So only the front rank can fight, and nobody gets a supporting attack.
That's fair.
And that's on both sides. Now, as it is, I rolled a bit shit. Fortunately, Sean didn't roll fantastically either, but I didn't do quite enough to get to win. I was one off. I would have had another 3 or 4 attacks or something, because my mage over there is just rolled up huge amounts on the thingy of the gods. And then these guys are at -2 leadership without being able to take their general's buff. So, you know, a lot has come down to that interpretation of the rules. And this is the first time I've encountered it. Because historically, every other edition you count being up against low linear obstacles basically being in base contact with the enemy. But the obstacle gives you some sort of buff in defence.
It does say it now in the fact that
But
you're not in base contact.
And you wouldn't believe how many pages of the rulebook and the FAQ we went through. I was doing a fucking keyword search. I have major reservations about this, but it's not the first time. I mean, the reason I have major reservations is a lot of the time the interpretation of the way people think the rules are intended turns out to be incorrect, and then it gets corrected in a FAQ. This one, I think the FAQ has not really fixed the problem, but then I might be wrong. And I'm griping about this because it just pisses me off as a badly written rule. Anyway, my griping aside, we're well positioned now, but we do have a bit of a drama with this unit sitting around right in the fucking open in front of so much fucking cannon and other fire that I don't think they're going to be in good shape at the end of the round of shooting.
Turn 4.
Turn 4 for the Dwarves. We'll check in after that. End of turn 4 for the Dwarfs. Now these guys reformed on the spot and then fired and then took another wound off of this guy. The gyro charged this in the back, didn't really do very much.
Did it work?
Yeah, I did one back to you, 2 in fact. These guys polished off the cannon, repositioned themselves for next turn. That gyro crashed into this bloke and
did
interestingly
kill the dog.
Well, I bumped off the last of the Slayers, and they bumped off a knight with their thing. The thing is, the Slayers haven't killed a single thing from actually trying to kill me. It's always as they've died, they've had one swipe, and that's accounted for fucking 3 knights. The gyro, I think, bumped off a dog, which is slightly annoying.
I went to hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, and because it's in the back, we have to look this up. But I think there might be a rule about having a minimum unit size to count a rear charge.
That was 8th edition.
But anyway, so that technically meant I lost, but then he barreled on. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference at the end of the day. We'd still be in the fight either way. The thing that has made a big difference to the game is these guys not being locked in combat. And that's totally fucked me, because naturally I got blasted. I'm down to like 1 guy from the unit, which is not even enough to fix the problem of like if I wasn't stuck in that unit, my mage would just be able to trot off and bash up a cannon, no dramas. As it is, because that 1 guy survived, I now have the problem of all these guys having to charge them again. Very frustrating.
And he's taken a wound.
He has taken a wound, yes, from all the shooting. That one rules interpretation has totally rearranged this entire combat.
No, it hasn't. This over here has rearranged that entire combat.
Well, they're not being able to bash up that unit.
Yeah, exactly.
That rearranged the flank.
Having your entire...
Now, this is all going to happen...
How many points is there? 1,000 points.
800. Now, this unit's going to do what it was always going to do. It's just a couple of turns late.
Yeah, it's like 900 points all tied up.
The bigger issue is, that's caused me some trouble. By the crossroads had a few shots.
Killed 4? 3 or 4?
Killed some.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everyone had a crack at these guys. These guys got blasted up 6 ways from Sunday because of a rules interpretation, which I have my disagreements about. A lot of people are going to disagree, because I've noticed that rules and interpretations tend to follow the mob on social media, but sometimes that's wrong. But anyway, in fact, some things have been clarified in the FAQ to make it really clear that the wrong rules interpretation was wrong, and people are still arguing about it.
No, we're pretty right.
No, I've just seen some stuff on Facebook recently. It was like, hang on a minute, why are people still arguing about this?
No, they always do. They will, and always will. Because they're new to the game, or they haven't come across this situation.
I think people get very attached to an interpretation, and it's like a meme. The original meaning of a meme, that the information content persists well beyond the individuals that came up with it in the first place. But anyway, that's a bit of a digression. We're going into turn 5 now, and I'd fucking better well kill something. end of turn 5 for the Chaos Warriors, we charged. Okay, a few things happened here. We charged a bunch of stuff into them. The last two Marauders, these guys again, and the Exalted Champ. And we charged this lot into the big unit of handgunners and characters that was there. This one didn't make the charge, but she needed a 6 anyway. Everybody else made it. Now, it was a bit of a wacky turn. We smashed that unit mildly. To be honest with you, I only did a couple of combat. About 6.
I fell back in good order.
Yeah, combat res of 7. It fell back just enough to to clip the chariot, then he bounced over that, through all of this, and ended up over there just in time to form a firing line against my knight, should he still be there.
But I lost how many? I lost out of 20 odd guys, I think I'm left with 7.
Yeah.
So because he ran through.
And it's all running through your own guys and disrupting them. So that was extraordinary.
That was quite funny.
But it means I'm not locked in combat to finish the unit off, which is a real problem. In this fight, I think I did one. Well, the horses got into this fight as well against the Jari on the overrun.
Your dice have been shit.
And I've just been rolling garbage after garbage after garbage. You know, out of everything, I think the only thing that did any damage to your dwarf unit was the duel with my character.
The giant killed 5 guys.
Yes, and that was all on the stomp. It did nothing else.
Stomps? But that's how you win the giants. The other attack is just a bonus.
Yeah, and the knights did nothing in that fight. In fact, the knights have killed nothing all fucking day. Oh my god!
Killed some troll slayers, but the troll slayers have jumped back.
And then my exalted champion here was just rolling 1s and 2s all over the place, and so the helpers. I'm getting more snake eyes today than I've ever seen before.
Yeah, I agree.
In this fight here, we had a whole bunch of guys to pile attacks on, and most of you did nothing. I think I got maybe 1. Yeah, I killed 1 dwarf out of all the guys. That's an exalted champion, the mage. I tried the spell to do a bit more extra damage, but which we assume you can do, even though technically it's not in base contact, apparently, according to the rules. There's another fucking finer point to learn. And they didn't do very much in return. They killed 1, but I lost because of the combat res, and this guy decided to run away. Everyone else stuck around, and for some reason, Sean kindly floated up. I don't know why. I just would have blasted him with shooters myself. And over there, we did nothing to each other. I did nothing to that gyro, and the gyro did nothing to my knight. But because he was parked up my backside, I don't know why I couldn't have turned around at that point.
Because you can't. If you fall back in combat, you can change formation. You can't change formation if you give ground.
Did I fall back in good order the last turn? I know. I
give
thought,
ground.
No, fuck it, doesn't matter. Anyway, so my horse lost, then rolled really badly and fucked off the table. This is turning out to be one of the singularly most frustrating games I've ever had.
This has been a good game.
Well, for you.
No, it's been hilarious.
You've been running little piss-out bits of interference all over the place.
It's your dice rolling's been lovely.
Yes, my dice are on your side. Anyway, on that note, we're going to go play the turn 5 for the dwarves. Turn 6 would be useful, but I do have to go to work tomorrow. We'll see how we go. Anyway, check in at the end of the dwarf turn 5. Okay, end of dwarf turn 5. It's very late. I'm a naughty boy. I've been up way too late. These guys charged into the unit that had fallen back before. I'm surprised he didn't just blast him with cannon, to be honest, but then he wanted to blast a bunch of these guys with cannon. And they actually blasted the the aspiring champion with grape shot. Sean's been rolling really high numbers for grape shot and other things all fucking game, and he hasn't had to re-roll a single misfire.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, whenever I field dwarves, my guns explode every chance they get.
Yes.
So yeah, the champion went down to that. He tried some shooting with these guys, and with this unit, yes, we didn't even have to rally, so just fallen back like 24 inches. So yeah, nothing decisive out of the shooting except the assassination of the exalted aspiring champion. Then in the melee, this guy somehow managed to survive, whereas my mage somehow managed to get himself killed. That was unfortunate. And then we polished off that gyrocopter.
Huzzah.
Yeah, so we'll do a quick check of the points. I'd really love to do turn 6 because I've got so much stuff sitting here on the flank, all ready to charge out.
You can
charge for that, charge for that. But it's extremely late, so I do have to call it. We'll just check on points. End of the game, and we've worked out the points. Now my army gave up 1,092, and Sean gave up 1,149.
Yes, correct.
So technically I took more points than I lost, which blows me away given how many things went wrong for me in this game. Notwithstanding the dice, just generally just things just not working. There's a few things, like this guy could have rallied in the next turn, and in the next turn I would have chased off another gyrocopter, he might have come back, and we would have charged some guys into these, but if that was going to happen, they might have chosen to reform first, so that got them in the face. Yeah, I mean, I think I would have done better at the end of turn 6, but we just don't have the time to fuck about with that.
You still won.
But yeah, I'm astounded.
Why?
I thought I had lost.
Well, you should have lost.
Well, you would say that. And part of the reason it's so late is we've spent so much time arguing over minutiae in the rules. This really was a battle over so many minute little fucking quirks in the goddamn rules.
Yeah.
You know, I play about 5 different game systems, so I can't keep track of them all, so we've got to look up all this stuff. And so many interpretations of rules in Warhammer are subject to argument.
Well,
I mean, not all those arguments are worth having an argument over, but a couple of them are.
yeah, they are, because it makes a difference. It's like
It does.
if you don't get a charge in and it's out by half a centimetre, you know it's game. It's really game determining.
I think the biggest thing that determined the outcome of the game for me was that defended obstacle, because I didn't realise that was the way it worked. If I had, I would have charged my mage out and fucking bashed up the cannon, because I had an opportunity to do that earlier on.
Yeah, I probably could have played the cannons a bit better.
You used them reasonably, and you used them to smash high-value infantry, which, as a dwarf player, I think is a perfectly valuable thing to do.
I got too close. I should have kept them back a bit, and extreme range, so you couldn't charge them, and they could just keep shooting. So I missed it. I did not.
That's true, because when I did
use them well.
When I charged them, the 2 that I went and bashed up were longish charges. There's at least a 50-50 chance I wouldn't have got 1 or 2 of them.
Well, you can imagine if I had 2 cannons firing at your giants for a couple of turns.
Yeah, I would have changed things a bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, what have we learned?
No, it was good. I enjoyed that. That was hilarious.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, because
I just laughed at you because you were like,
the amount of fucking dice that went horribly wrong.
Your dice were shite. Anyway.
Normally I complain about them, but when your opponent is complaining about your dice on your behalf, then something's definitely gone wrong.
Yes, yeah. Today I agree. Usually you roll too high, and
in fact, I think my glorious 350 point general in his Commander Corps killed 1 guy.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Did he actually kill anyone?
He had the challenge.
No, he ran him down. He's funny. He didn't kill him. He did 1 wound to him with.
No, that was over there.
Yeah.
I mean, the one against this unit of shooters that ended up over there. I think I bashed up whoever I was challenged.
You didn't even kill the guy you were in, the Prince Arthur.
Well, we've got his head.
You killed him. Well, you ran him down.
I'm going to throw his head at somebody and declare that I slew him.
Yes.
That's how you do it.
Well, that's what he's done. And he did it very well. But
and the giantesses, the giants are stupid creatures. She's not going to realise that really she should have taken it.
The giants, but
giants did their job in the end.
It was coming through this the flank.
Yeah, the bottleneck there.
And that really and the Prince Authors or whatever, Dragon Slayers, whatever they're called, is
I think in hindsight I should have sent my cavalry on this side. Aside from that, though, that's really the only thing I can think of.
Well, you didn't know where I was going to put those guys.
Well, that's true.
Because I still had the Rangers.
Yep. All
the Rangers like 16 shots at long range. I
avoided the shit out of them. I think in a melee with my knights that could have been a hard fight because they got great weapons.
Yeah, they got great weapons and heavy armour.
Yeah, heavy armour, shields, hand weapons in the first round, then great weapons every turn after that.
And 2 ranks.
Yeah, all that shit.
Weapon skill 4.
I did have an idea of sending my dogs around the edge to go and take out your baggage train, but
you need unit strength, but they died. The Slayers.
Well, no, what were they? Your gyrocopter managed to park itself in exactly the wrong place while it's fleeing, and because it wasn't, I hadn't declared a charge on it because I couldn't at the time, so that got in the way.
Well, the thing is, this is what I saw when you put those dogs there. I instantly went, he's made a mistake. Because I realised I could put the gyrocopters on both sides
and
shoot you up And if you did charge, if you didn't declare a charge with the dogs, I was fine. Because either I was going to fall back through, and you couldn't make your way through. So I saw that straight off the bat.
Oh well, shit happens. But as it is, we got the fuckers, and you know
you did get it.
I had a few drinks by that point.
The Red Baron had died. The firehead Red Baron dies once again.
Yeah, well,
that
was a very hard
game.
battle to get an effect out of.
Yeah, you won. So shut up.
Yeah, it's the only redeeming feature of the game, frankly.
Redeeming feature. Oh my god.
Although, to be honest with you, that sledgehammer of a flank,
was a combative.
even when I rolled crap, it still hit like a ton of bricks. So that's worth bearing in mind.
If you'd rolled half decent, which I mean, you only had to roll a little bit better.
Yeah, would have made a big difference.
You would have come through here a lot quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, it's late. We're gonna pack it in. Do hit like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff helps the algorithm. And if you like this dumb fuckery, there's plenty more where this came from. A little thing will be popping up about now. Hit that. Have a look at some other silliness. But for now, it's time to call it a night.